Welcome back to Main Street Living. I think that we can all agree that after the year we've been through, we deserve some fun and some laughter, right?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I'm hugely on board with all of that. And of course, with everything we've been through in the past year, we can all use a little distraction and some laughter, maybe even a circus with some clowns, right? Well, it just so happens our next guest, they've been providing serious fun throughout neighborhoods in San Diego for 30 years, and they bring a whole new meaning of running away with the circus. So welcome to Main Street Living, John Highkin and also Memo Mendez. How you guys doing?
Great. Glad to be here.
Well, glad to have you here. Love your background.
Good.
I don't know what's going on with Memo's background over there, but I love yours, John.
Oh, thanks.
Just poking a little fun.
Yeah.
Hey, what about my background? Come on, Quincy. It's a beautiful background.
Yeah,
Come on, man.
So beautiful. Now, guys, look, you've been running the Fern Street Circus for 30 years, and you put on a free community performance, okay? For, like throughout those years, like what do your events look like?
Well, first of all, we make a strong effort to collaborate with a lot of artists from different genres, different areas. So we create a welcoming, really beautiful set, physical. We perform in a ring. We work with the finest circus pros in San Diego and live music. And we bring together students that we teach in an after-school program. For years, we were in Golden Hill, and since 2015, we've been in City Heights. But we mix the kids that we teach with the working adult performers. So it's multi-generational. And we tell stories a little that have some concern, that reflect concern of the artists, of the families we work with, and the communities in which we work. And try and keep them humorous and enjoyable, but at least to some kind of connection to what's going on in the lives of the people we're performing for.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, in fact,
so you guys,
John, if I can say something real quick.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, we had a show, and it was a show that we had that we dealt with the issue of healthcare. Because what happens at the beginning of the show is that our main clown, Otis, what happens is he breaks his funny bone right at the beginning of the show, breaks his funny bone, Quincy. And so the whole show revolves around how we're going to get this poor clown some health care. And as you all know, in this country, it's not easy.
And of course, funny bone is a mythical bone someplace over in here. Yeah.
So you guys call yourself a social circus. What exactly does that mean?
Well, it's an international movement, and Cirque du Soleil had been at the forefront of it.
Exactly.
We're part of a national network, and it's basically people across the world who are using circus for a greater good, working in low-income neighborhoods, really providing accessible, equitable access to circus, both in performance, but most especially in teaching of youth.
Wow. Now, just piggybacking on that.
Absolutely.
If you can answer this, a big part of your mission is helping the kids. So what does that actually look like?
Well, we're from City Heights. We're grounded in City Heights. And as you all know, it's a neighborhood. It's an interesting neighborhood that has so many ethnicities, so many languages in it. It's a working class neighborhood. We're from that neighborhood, so we know the problems. And what we try to do is provide these kids some education on things that they normally wouldn't have an opportunity to learn. So imagine when you were a kid. When you were a kid, did you have the opportunity to learn how to juggle, to learn how to do acrobatic stuff, to learn how to walk on a tight wire, and to do that in front of an audience? What that does is it builds in those kids it pushes them. It pushes them, and they push themselves to work with adults, to be able to present in front of an audience and be confident in the process. And that helps them in their careers. It helps them in their relationships, with their parents, with school. It's very important for them.
Absolutely, man, that's true.
And one thing is that we operate year round, so we don't go away. And I think that's really key. We have kids who've been learning with us, especially we've got 3 teenagers now who've been working on tight wire and are really wonderful. And they've been with us for since 2015, so 6 years. So not going away is really, really important to our becoming part of the fabric of the lives of the families we work with.
I like it.
So in line with not going away, obviously the pandemic struck. And what did you guys do to keep your mission going? Everybody obviously had to make some adjustments.
Well, one of the things is that we always like to consider ourselves a professional performing troupe. So we did some work. Memo was a big part of this, but we found a way to be of use in performance. We connected, especially with San Diego Unified School District, and we created what we called pop-up performance at drive-through food lines at schools. It did a few other things beyond that, but families come in, food insecure families, people of all economic backgrounds who were really hurting, have been really hurting, and they would, as they slow down to 1 or 2 miles an hour to get their food, there's a clown performing, there's a juggler, there's live music, tight wire and such, and then 2 announcers, bilingual announcers. And we talked a lot about the census all the way through from mid-May until mid-October. We got, in fact, at one point had the Census Bureau come out and actually sign up families, get them to fill out their census form. So
that's amazing. Well, John, so John, Memo, I don't want to cut you guys off, but where can people find more information about you guys?
Well, I'll tell you real quickly that we also moved our instruction on Zoom. We are at fernstreetcircus.com, and you can see what we're doing, and we're building a new outdoor space in City Heights that is going to be really spectacular. Be able to move from Zoom onto live in-person instruction for our core students.
Okay. Cool. Well, we certainly appreciate you guys being a part of the show, and thank you for doing what you're doing for your community. And we know it's going to spread around. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
Very cool. You can do it on Zoom now. You can do it from anywhere. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
All right. Stick with us. We got a lot more fun coming up. This time it's fun with clouds. Don't go anywhere.